Well, hello, my fellow gamers. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day wherever you are in this incredible world of ours. If you're new to my channel, hello, I am Katie, and if you're returning, welcome back, guys. In today's video, we are jumping into Dinkum with the idea of kind of cleaning all of this up and prepping this for when I have some future collaborations that are currently in the works. So, I'm actually going to not really do a lot of commentary for this because my thought process is that I'm going to turn this into kind of like a speed clean. So I will probably put some fun music behind it so that way you can enjoy while I just focus on cleaning up my island in preparation for my collaborations. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy today's video. Well, everyone, I think we're just going to kind of conclude the prep work that I have been working on in anticipation for a collaboration with another streamer. So right now, all I'm really doing is kind of filling in this portion of the river. I want to eliminate all of that. This is going to connect up to here, kind of giving it like a 2-option river there. We're going to create a bridge here at some point, and then we're going to modify this to make it look a little bit natural. The reason why I'm doing that is because I really want, and maybe what I'll do is kind of like have that turn that way and then maybe fill in this to give this kind of more of an all like around piece. The idea is because of the fact that right now my idea is that this is the runway of sorts for the plane to land, because the plane that we have for this particular island is a seaplane, and so this is kind of where I want the runway to be for that. I'd also like to create a runway maybe like right here or over here. I don't really know yet. Maybe up here, kind of closing this off a little bit and closing this off, or this right here. And then turning this into like one big beach of some sorts or whatever, like making this kind of like this all just kind of a big beach. But I haven't fully decided if, like, my dream would be having the airport here with the runway, with the like real life airplane runway going this way. This little outpost right here is supposed to be where the seaplane docks to get people to board and depart the plane. And then, so like, here's the idea. Plane lands like that, and then comes circling around to here, docks, backs up, comes down here, to then take off again. So that's kind of my thought process. Probably will close this off. We'll probably close this off, closing all of this off, and I don't know what we'll build in this area. It might have to be one of those things where instead, maybe this is where the seaplane docks and this gets taken, like this still is where it goes, but then it comes back down and around to dock over here or something, and then it has to like come down, or maybe it has to take off this way again. I don't know. I haven't fully figured it out or anything, and maybe it's one of those things where I ask the input of another collaborator to see what they would do, and maybe run with it in their suggestion. I don't know. But the collaboration that I'm looking at doing is probably down in here, looking at creating some shopping centers and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away, just because of the fact that I want people to still be excited. And maybe this needs to be the runway. I don't know. I like this with the idea of like turning this around, but like I see this as an option as well. Like the airport's here, this is the dock, comes out, flies, or lands this way. The only thing is like I don't like the idea of it, of other boats coming through here, but you know, maybe that's just what we have to do. I'm not sure. I haven't flown the plane yet to know exactly what I originally thought like this would be the landing and takeoff area, but I have another idea for this whole strip through here. Curious to know if anybody's kind of figured out, but anyway, like I said, that's going to be the end of my little prep work. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully the next time I see you, we are doing a collaboration. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming along on this journey with me wherever you are in this incredible world of yours. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep on being inspirational. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.